Hey everyone, and welcome to a channel update video that may or may not be going up on the day of the channel anniversary. I'm not 100% certain whether or not I'm going to hit that deadline. If I am, then great. If I'm not, then oh well. I've been doing this for 4 years now. I definitely feel like it's been 4 years, but I have been having a lot of fun. So, to all of the people who've subscribed over these 4 years, thank you. I'm really shocked that people keep subscribing when I did so little with this channel last year. That doesn't play with the rules of YouTube that I understand, but hey, it works. So welcome new people, and how are we so close to 500 subscribers? Anyway, if I sound like I'm a bit off track, that's because I'm deviating from my nicely written script, so let me go back to that and try and use it to sound like I somewhat know what I'm talking about. Alright, 2020 was a pretty good year for uploads. I managed one video for almost every single week of the entire year, and that was a first for me, but I did it by having a couple mass editing sessions using a bunch of content I'd already recorded, which meant that I barely did any work on the channel for the whole course of that year, and I got really out of practice. And between how long 2020 was, and what it was, and other things, and being out of practice, it all just kind of added up to mean that I didn't do a whole lot last year. This means I've been looking to try and decide what I can do to get back into things, and what I have decided I want to focus on is finishing things I've already started. That means I'm probably not going to be starting a lot of new things, but it also means that I can finally have fewer incomplete series, and can get to the point where I'm starting with a blank slate and can really decide what I want to do next. Now you may be wondering what exactly I'm planning to finish, so I thought I'd give a quick rundown of what I'm planning for both the main and alt channels. Oh, and I do have an alt channel. It's called Mischievous Monkey. I'll post a link to it down in the description. Originally, it was for streaming more mature games, uploading Twitch archives, doing some random no commentary stuff. These days, it's more for mature games, especially Half-Life stuff, and it's my go-to for any streams that don't happen here, where I just want to decompress and not really have to worry about what I'm doing. So, while I'm not planning to use Twitch anymore, I mentioned there were Twitch archives, that alt channel will still probably get some activity this year. So if you're interested, feel free to go subscribe, but if you're not, that's totally cool. Alright, back to the plan. First, let's talk about the main channel. Of everything here, the only thing I'm definitively canceling is the old Earthbound Beginnings playthrough I started when I was new to live streaming. That game is just not particularly fun to play on stream, so it's not happening, but that's pretty much the only thing. As for things that will continue, well, let's start with the Let's Plays. First of all, obviously Toy Story 2 is going to continue until I finish it, but right now I need to record more stuff, because all the videos in that series so far were recorded in the latter part of 2019, and I finally edited all of them, so I need to make more, and I'm slightly nervous to do it, because I haven't sat down and recorded a single-player Let's Play video since the latter part of 2019, unless you count Minecraft. We'll get to that. So yeah, it's going to be an interesting experience, but I do plan to finish that series. Once it's over, I'm also planning to continue the old Wind Waker HD series. I always felt bad about leaving that one behind, and there seems to be some interest in it on my Discord. Link to it in Twitter in the description. So I have decided that I'm going to go back to Wind Waker and finish the main story, and take my old approach from the very beginning when nobody watched the YouTube channel, that even if nobody's watching, as long as I'm having fun, I'm going to keep doing what I want to do here. I hope that you enjoy it. If you want to catch up, you can feel free to do that with the playlist that's on this channel. I think it's some of my best work, so I'm looking forward to getting back to it. While all this is going on, there are two other Let's Plays that I need to talk about. The first one involves a few videos I recorded pretty recently. Now, I had some audio issues with them since I was testing my new mic, so they're being delayed to see if a friend can help me fix those issues. If he can, great. If not, then I'll work with what I've got. But one way or another, those 5 videos will go up, and I'm sure you're wondering what they are, so I'll make sure not to tell you. Okay, fine. No, it's 5 more episodes of the Mario 3D World series with Matt and Ninja Bunny. So if you enjoyed those before, then there's more coming your way. I can't have them over very often, so there's no telling whether we'll ever record more of these, and if we do, when that might be, but we were able to at least do these extra 5, which will bump the whole series up to 10 videos, so look forward to those, and I'll release them as soon as I can. I think that they were a lot of fun. I know that I laughed a lot, and those guys are always just really fun to hang out with. Now, I mentioned 2 things happening, and you're wondering probably, what is the second one? Well, that is a different playthrough that I've been working on for quite a while. It's kind of like Toy Story 2, in that I have some old footage I need to edit that was all recorded in the latter part of 2019 and very, very early 2020, like January. I'm not announcing what the playthrough is yet, but I can tell you that I'm planning to start uploading it as soon as I can work through some of the videos I haven't edited. I've got 10 total that I can upload, and then there may be a break for a while, so it'll go up as it can. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. It's one of my absolute favorite series I've ever gotten to record. It's with a good friend of mine you have not gotten to meet yet, and I think you'll enjoy it because, seriously, just watching through those things makes me laugh so hard. Oh, I miss working on that one. I look forward to when I can meet up with him and record more stuff. And yeah, as I mentioned, there might be some gaps. Let me talk about the upload schedule. Basically, there is no planned upload schedule. I mean, I do plan on uploading some things on specific days at specific times, but there may be weird gaps and other things as I work through all of the stuff that I need to record and edit. What I can say right now is that there will be more content than last year if I can do what I hope to do, but it probably won't be as consistent or as predictable as it was back in 2020. If you see longer periods where I'm quiet, just don't worry, life's gotten in the way or I'm working on things, but there will be more stuff this year overall, and I think it's going to be worth it to just work at the pace that I can work. I'm sorry it's not going to be super consistent probably like it was in the past, but I think this is going to be the best way of doing things to relieve some pressure on me and make it easier for me to sit down and focus on editing more stuff. Anyway, before we move on, there is one more series I want to discuss. Valoria. So for those of you who don't know, Valoria SMP is a Minecraft server that I started with my friend ClassyLad back in early 2021. And I originally planned to make a whole series of videos on it, kind of like Hermitcraft, if you've ever seen that. And that didn't happen. I made one video and then I did a catch-up stream. However, I also apparently recorded a bunch of footage that I kind of forgot about for a long time. So I want to go back through that footage when I have a chance and make something out of it. I don't know if it's going to be normal Minecraft episodes or a highlights video or what, but I do want to use that footage somehow. So when I get a chance, that's going to be another project that I try and wrap up. And the cool thing is that in addition to that, I've been working on recording some new footage for what might be the last episode or one of the last episodes where I talk about projects that I'm working on wrapping up as we near the end of the first Valoria server. Now, as to what's going to come after that, currently that's still in the pre-planning stages. I will update things here as it becomes known and as I know how it's going to affect the channel. But at the very least, you can look forward to some more Minecraft content at some point in 2022. Hopefully. All that pretty much covers the Let's Plays I've planned. As for what comes next, I'm not really sure yet, because I am letting myself have the freedom to figure that out when I get there. For now, I'd like to request that you don't leave any comments asking if I can Let's Play a game at some point, because I really don't want to try and commit to taking on any new projects at the moment until I'm done with the ones I'm working on. If there's a game that you think I'd really enjoy playing that I've never heard of, then of course you can feel free to say, hey, you know, have you heard of this? But at the moment, I'm not committing to Let's Play, so if you ask, hey, are you Let's Playing this game? Then the answer's going to be, maybe. You check back with me in like a year or something. Alright, now we've discussed the Let's Plays, so let's talk live streams. The only series there that I am definitely canceling is the old Earthbound Beginnings series. That was the first one I ever attempted to start. That was not a good game for streaming. It's not happening. The series that I'm definitely continuing are Metroid Zero Mission and Psychonauts. I don't know when those are going to happen, especially given all the editing and recording that I'll be doing, but I do plan for them to happen at some point. So if you please just be patient with those, and with the regular videos, I'll try and do the best I can. I'm definitely going to play through the rest of Metroid Zero Mission for anyone who's worried about that. I don't know if I'm going to continue with my plan to play through the whole Metroid series. We're going to see how I feel when I'm done with this game. As for Psychonauts, I'm going back to that kind of because my very good friend and server admin Metal gave me Psychonauts 2 for Christmas, and that means I really should finish the first game. So whenever Psychonauts 1 finishes, I may start a Psychonauts 2 playthrough. We'll see. Now, for the other live stream series, it's a little bit more complicated. The ones that remain that I'm considering doing anything with are Paper Mario for the N64, Paper Mario 1000 Year Door, and Super Mario RPG. For Paper Mario 1000 Year Door, I'm kind of conflicted on whether to continue them as stream series or just restart them as traditional Let's Plays down the line. Either way, I'd like to see if I can get better video quality for both of them by using some different emulators, Dolphin for 1000 Year Door and maybe a different N64 emulator for Paper Mario, even though that's kind of a pain to do. The Wii U emulation just doesn't look particularly good. But I don't know, maybe I'll continue that one on the Wii U. Basically, I'm just not sure what I'm doing yet. I do want to try to finish both of them in some form. I just don't know what that's going to be. So if you have any thoughts on those, feel free to leave a comment. I will read through everything, but in the end, I'll try and make the decision that I think is going to work the best. One way or another, though, I do plan to come back to them. So again, I don't know when that'll happen, but it's going to happen if I can make it happen. Moving on. Super Mario RPG. So this is the other playthrough that I'm not certain what to do with, because I do feel like I was having fun, and there might be some interest. I just don't know. It was back in the early days of the channel, so it's possible I'd get a lot more interest in that game now. This is one where I'd really like some feedback from people in the comments. If a lot of you would like to see that series come back, then that might be a big factor in me deciding to bring it back. I also need to go back through and see whether I was enjoying playing that at the end. If I was, then it's very possible it's going to come back, but we'll see. Just like the Paper Mario series, it's going to be a lower priority while I work on the currently existing Let's Plays and Livestream series that I've done more work in. And that pretty much sums up the main channel stuff that I'm planning to do. So let me talk about the alt channel. Thankfully, the situation is a lot simpler there. I recently reorganized most of the streams there into playlists to help people find things more easily, and I tried to make the playlist descriptions explain what I planned for each series. So if you're interested in a specific thing, it's probably there somewhere. As for the whole channel, it boils down to this. I think the alt channel will be where I go to blow off some steam and just relax. That means there's probably going to be a lot of Half-Life and Black Mesa content, and some other similar mods, maybe a few other random games I feel like playing. For the moment, though, I'm also putting Half-Life 2 on hold, since I just don't really feel like continuing to play it. I'll be considering whether I want to continue with it in the future, since it hasn't quite clicked with me the way that Half-Life 1 did. As for the other series on that channel, you can pretty much consider everything to be canceled, suspended indefinitely, or just generally done. The only one I would absolutely like to try again at some point is Among Us, but those are pretty hard to schedule, so I don't know when or if that will happen again. In general, just don't expect a whole lot of content there, and don't expect it to be consistent, but if you're interested in some random things, and especially if you're interested in Half-Life, feel free to give it a look. Okay, I think that wraps up everything. As you can see, I've got a lot of work ahead of me, and I do think I'll enjoy it, but it's also going to take quite a while. So this could be a whole year thing, or even longer. Please be patient as I try to work this out. I'm going to do my best to make certain that everything that goes up is as good as it can be, and I think it's going to be a lot of fun to get back into the swing of finishing all these things I started, and then getting myself ready to decide what to do next once all of it's over. And of course, there are also a lot of changes I have happening this year that are going to get in the way of my neat and tidy plan. So if something major happens, I'll make an announcement or something if I can, but if you don't hear anything, assume this stuff is what I'm working on. And again, also, if I didn't cover something here and you want to ask me down in the comments, feel free to do that, and I'll do my best to answer as best I can. I know that was a lot of information, so if you're one of the few people who watched an anniversary video that's a channel update video and you stayed to the end, then I really appreciate it. Thank you. That is not particularly common. I hope all of you are having a great new year so far. Thank you again for watching. I look forward to seeing you in whatever my next video is. And as always, remember, Jesus loves you.